Hello, everyone. It's me, Miss Crystal, back with yet another episode of Miss Crystal's podcast program, episode 17. And guess what? The day this comes out is also November 17th. What does that mean in the whole scheme of things? Nothing. But there are some conspiracy theorists out there that are probably going to say, oh, the number 17 plus the number 17 is 34. 4 plus 3 is 7. And 7 is a divine number. That's what people are going to say. And they'll say, oh, Miss Crystal is a fan of the Illuminati or climate seed, when they put stuff in the clouds to make it rain. And none of those things are true. I just want you to know that this is purely accidental. When I started this podcast, I didn't think ahead to November 17th that it would be 17. But the only reason I know is because I have it written on a giant calendar. And this week, if you're listening on November 17th, this week I will be close to Chicago, Peoria, Illinois, and Columbia, Missouri. And another place Wichita. If you want to go see those shows, go to eatmytrash.com. Okay. And how was your week? Good. It's very good to hear. My week has been uneventful. I've been doing things like sitting around looking at the Christmas tree lights because they're beautiful. Playing a lot of farm together. And I'm just going to brag for a second on myself. I don't know if this is a good brag or bad, but in my farm, I have acquired $52 million. And that's from growing broccoli, aloe, green peppers, red peppers, yellow peppers. I've got chickens, ducks, horses, cows, alpacas, goats, all kind of different goats, not just one kind of goat. We got a brown goat. We got a New Zealand goat, all kind of different cows. And the thing is, if somebody went into my game, my Nintendo GameCube, not a GameCube, Switch, and erased everything, as far as all the accomplishments I've made in this virtual farm, I'd be upset. But really, none of it matters. But I will tell you this. If you can't sleep, get yourself a GameCube, not a GameCube, a Switch. Get the game farm together, and you will be going to sleep in no time because it's so relaxing. I don't know why or how, but it is very, very relaxing. That's all I've been doing. I've been home on a break, so I've just been relaxing. My friend Harry was here this weekend. Of course, you know how he is. He's just extremely loud. And that's not a bad thing. Well, it is a bad thing. He's very loud. But, yeah, we went and ate at Culver's because we love Culver's because we are elderly. It's usually us and then about 3 to 4 elderly couples. And this elderly man came up to me. And I had my sunglasses on. And I'll tell you why. I had my sunglasses on. I took them off. He goes, that's what I was going to tell you. You have your sunglasses on. And I said to him, sir, I forgot to bring in my reading glasses. And these are reading glasses, sunglasses. And I wanted to say to him, mind your business. You don't know if I'm blind, if I just got my cataracts done. You don't know my situation, so don't come approach me at my table and tell me you have your sunglasses on. There have been many times that I have been somewhere and seen someone with sunglasses and I want to say something, and then I think that person may be visually impaired. So I don't. So shout out to that man in Culver's that was getting up in my business. Maybe he was just trying to be funny. I don't know. Also, my my knee hurts so bad right now, and I just want to stretch it out. You probably might hear a click. No, it's all right. I think that makes it worse when I sit there like that. And yeah, so that's what's going on. Anything else going on that I want to talk about? Not really. Safety Man is back in his spot because Skeletal Crystal has been retired for the season. It is mid-November. She doesn't need to be here anymore. Spooky season is done. We could be done with spooky season. As much as it pains me. Where will she go? She will go to a place called Public Storage, where she will sit until the next time we see her, which is about 1 year. And don't feel bad or feel sad for her. She's a skeleton. She has no feelings. She doesn't have a brain. But the only thing that matters now is that Safety Man's going to have to start pulling his weight. You don't get to just sit here, have the camera scan to you, and get all the glory. Because I see a lot of comments about Safety Man. Oh, look at Safety Man. He's not doing anything, and he's getting all the glory. It's not fair. I should be getting all the glory. Better yet, Aiden should, since he's the one that edits this and films it. I'm drinking. These are my 2 drinks today. I have a protein shake with blonde vanilla espresso. And then I have, of course, my classic Sonic drink. And if you want to know what my order is, it is Coke Zero with vanilla, ordered on the app because it's half price. Don't go to Sonic and not use the app or you're a fool. And all my friends right now are eating my favorite restaurant. All my friends and family. My cousin Tammy are eating at our favorite restaurant, which is called, we call it Exit 40 because it's at Exit 40 off 24, but it's actually called La Azteca. El Rey Azteca. And we like it so much that we went to JCPenney's with t-shirts that says, I love El Rey Azteca, took the pictures, printed out the picture, and now it's hanging up at Exit 40. And maybe I'll put that picture right here so you can see. Right where my hand is. Probably this side. This side has more space. And I remember that because sometimes I put my little logo here that says Miss Crystal's podcast program right here. And then I'll accidentally put something there and you can't see it because of the logo. But I don't want people trying to bootleg my podcast. I want them to know that it's Miss Crystal's podcast program. Oh. And that will bring us directly to Hunk of the Week. This week's Hunk of the Week is not a real person. He is not a robot or anything like that. He's a character in a show. And his name is Jamie Fraser. He plays, well, the guy who plays Jamie Fraser's name is Sam Heughan, who is hot. But unfortunately, the character he plays is actually hotter than him. I don't know how that's possible, but you got a guy that is Scottish and from, I'm going to say the 1700s. I'm not sure exactly what time of frame he is, but all I know is Jamie Fraser is one of the hottest people on the planet. And if you've never seen Outlander, I'll give you the basics of it. And you should start watching it. It's on Stars. This gal named Claire is with her husband. They're having a good time. They go to this place where there's these rocks. and she just happens to touch the rock and is transported back in time. How does it happen? I don't know. I haven't seen the final season yet, which is due out here soon. So she's transported back in time. 200 years, something like that. Now she meets this fella named James Fraser. And of course falls in love. So they get married. I'm not going to say too much because that's a spoiler. They get married. But then she's married to this guy in the past, and she's got her current husband. Then she meets up with this other guy who's trying to kill her. That's actually a distant relative of her husband that's in the future. It's just really a good story. And if you could watch it, you should. Now, should you watch it to the extent that I do, where your loins start burning when you look at Jamie Fraser? Probably not. Probably not good for your mental health. And there were many years that people were saying, oh, you should watch Outlander. You're really going to like it. And I thought, I can't get addicted to a TV show. Because that happened with Lost. When Lost came out, I thought, oh, I'm just going to watch one episode. I binge watched every single episode of that show in one sitting. And that's not okay. Because you neglect your friends and family. You don't feed your pets. The house is in disarray. Well, I watched one episode of Outlander, and when that gal went back into the past and saw this rugged, hot Scottish man wearing no shirt, game over. And now they have a spinoff, a prequel called Blood of My Blood, and they're trying to cash in on it. And I get it, and I did watch the whole first season, but it didn't do it like Outlander did. And if you like Outlander, comment in the comments and say, I like Outlander. Or I haven't watched it yet. Or Miss Crystal, I will be watching it. I was looking at my board trying to figure out what the heck I wrote up there. It says steps. Oh, I was just going to tell you what happened today. They're out there redoing the steps, right? And I texted Aiden and I said, Aiden, you're not going to believe this. They're out there with hammers and drills and we can't record. That was at 1, We were supposed to do it at a normal time. Well, now it's 7:00 at night and I'm ready to go to bed. But he cleared his whole schedule for me. And they're just hammering, hammering, sawing, putting in new steps. And I thought, what was wrong with the other steps? They look nice. So now they got to go through and paint them. And the fact that they got them men working out in the rain. And here's the bad part. They put a note in my door the other day that said, hey, on Monday, they're going to be doing the steps. And it didn't even occur to me that would be a problem. So I could have told Aiden when I saw him this weekend, hey, guess what? Heads up. But I didn't, because I didn't put, when they put the steps in, they're going to be hammering and sawing for 8 hours. What a ding dong. Yeah, that was my hunk of the week. I got off track there. Again, go watch Outlander, whether you're a guy or a gal. I think anybody can watch it because the story is interesting. And also the story has some historical stuff in there. And I don't remember specifically, but you could go check it out. Last week was, last week was a Halloween episode, but it wasn't. So that was several episodes ago. It came out today and everybody seems to really like it. And I appreciate everybody comments such nice things. You have one or two a-holes that want attention, so they'll say something mean. But everybody's like, we love this, Miss Crystal. Don't ever let this podcast stop. And I've already promised to y'all, I'll be here till I'm not. I'll be here till I'm not. I'll be here as long as I can. And it is with great sadness in my heart. I wasn't going to tell you all this, but I feel like I should. Mr. Elgin does not live above me in my studio anymore. He moved. He lives over there. He lives 2 apartments over, and I saw him with his little moving truck, and I said, put that stuff back, Mr. Elgin. Because Mr. Elgin is good to have as a neighbor for the studio, because he looks out for my place when I'm not here. When I'm at home in the trailer park and I'm worried about all this expensive equipment, these lights, safety man, cameras, I know that Mr. Elgin is up there smoking on the porch, looking around. He's not going to let any kind of bandit or robber or anybody do nothing to my stuff, my car, or my studio. And he had to move to a different place. There was something going on with their place up there. He had to move. And I'm really beat up over it. So it's just me and the kids next door. I don't want to talk about that anymore. I'm going to be very upset. And we are blowing through the segments today. We're going to do figuring out the figurine, because this one was given to me at a show by a gal named Emily. I don't know her last name. No, her name is Emily, and she gave this to either Tina or Tammy and said, give this to Miss Crystal. And it's called Stone Critters Tabby Orange. And guess what it is? A cat. When I opened up the bag and saw this cat's beautiful eyes, my first instinct was, there's something wrong with this cat. It doesn't have any eyelids. You know, it looks like his eyes are wide open in a spooky way. But then as I looked at it more, I thought, no, that's just how that little cat looks. I wonder where this little figurine came from. Where did Emily get this from? Did she get it from a thrift store? Was it hers as a child? Did she see it at an antique at a estate sale and say, oh, Miss Crystal would love that? When people see things and think of me, nothing makes my heart happier. She brought this into a show, held on to it, and then gave it to somebody else to give to me. This cat has traveled miles. I can't remember which state I got this in. May have been Arizona. This cat has traveled through Arizona, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Texas. Maybe Texas. What do you think that cat's thinking? Why is that cat's eyes opened up so far? I think maybe because of the placement of the tail, this cat is at the vet clinic and they are putting a thermometer in this cat's butt. Because that's how they take temperatures of cats. They can't put a thermometer in a cat's mouth because the cat will not allow it. So they put it in their beehole. And they don't really allow that either. But if you've ever had to take a pet to the vet and they've had to take the temperature and your pet is looking at you like, why are you allowing this? Looking at cat's eyes. And you can't say anything. You can't say to your pet, oh, I'm sorry, I'll stop them, because you can't. They have to get their temperature taken to see if they're sick. And that, that reminds me of being a child. And in a very similar fashion, my mother would take my temperature in a similar manner that was taken at a vet clinic. My mother would take a glass mercury-filled thermometer and place it where the sun don't shine. And I would say, Mother, please put the thermometer in my mouth. And she wouldn't. Do a lot of my problems stem from this very problem? I think so. Do not put thermometers in children's butts. We have technology now. We have thermometers that can go on your forehead. We have some that simply you can, boop. If you're using the outdated temperature method, you're going to go to jail. And I wish that my mother would have went to jail. Let us find another method for taking pets' temperatures too. Do you want your pet to look like this when you go to the vet clinic? Do you want your pet's eyes to be as big as saucers? The sadness in this cat's eyes. The sadness, the surprise, and honestly, almost a look of desperation. Like, please help. Do something. Dr. So-and-so is placing a glass thermometer into my butt. There's just some things that happen in the world that we don't question enough. And I think putting thermometers in people and pets' butts has been long regarded as normal. And I think we can stop thinking it's normal. It's not normal. Things are normalized after they do them for so long. But if you hear me say this statement, I'm going to say a statement, and then you tell me if this sounds normal or not. And really just think of this outside of the box. The doctor put a thermometer in my cat's butthole. It's been heavily normalized, but it's not normal. Now I'm going to say another statement. My mom put a thermometer in my butthole. Not normal. Now, if I went to a therapist today and said, I think a lot of my problems stem from my mom putting a thermometer in my beehole, and they'd say, that's how they took the temperature back in the day. If I'm able to talk to my mother and say, hey, Mom, I don't want you to do that, put it in my mouth, and she doesn't, I'm going to say that's abusive. And I hate to get off the subject, and I'm sure there's many, many young people that are thinking, there's no way that her mom did that. Look it up. I wouldn't recommend Googling it because you got to really find a couple of keywords that'll get you in trouble in there. Just know if you talk to an elder, say, hey, when you got your temperature taken as a child, where did they put it? Armpit, mouth, or beehole? And don't even say that. Just say, if you got somebody that's 50 plus, say, hey, when you got your temperature taken as a child, where'd they put it? And wait for them to answer. And then they're going to think, well, damn, that was kind of weird. My mom actually put it in my butt. And I know there's a lot of other issues right now. We got SNAP benefits being canceled. We got all kind of other stuff. And I'm talking about somebody putting a thermometer in somebody's butt. Let's just find new ways to do it for pets and humans alike. And I just hope this cat one day will be able to relax, because it does not look like he or she will be able to relax ever. See if they have a name. Doesn't have a name. It does say made in the USA, so that's really a nice benefit. No tariffs on this. So it's already here, already made. And thank you, Emily, for bringing this to a show. Thank you for giving it to me, and thank you for thinking of me. Also, thank you for inspiring what I can only describe as childhood trauma. And the next time you take your pet to the vet, opt out of the thermometer in the butt. Say, you know what? I don't want you to take my pet's temperature. Why don't you take a temperature by putting it under my cat's armpit? Or better yet, get a little automatic thing where you just go. Let's stop traumatizing our pets at the vet. It's already traumatizing enough. They're going in there in a little carry box. You're letting them out. The doctor's giving them all kind of shots, doing this, doing that. Let's take one thing off of the list, the beehole. And I've talked way too much about beeholes in the last 10 minutes or 5 minutes. When Aiden came in here, he took his shoes off because he thought he was going to get my floor muddy. Little does he know that this floor has been walked on by hundreds and thousands of people. You mean to tell me we're not at 30 minutes yet? Damn. I'm starting to get pissed off. Damn. Somebody requested in the comments to do a 3-6 Mafia song called Late Night Tip. And I looked at the lyrics and boy, oh boy, not even safe for YouTube. A lot of stuff going on there. I'm going to have to keep reading them so I can analyze those lyrics. But boy, oh boy, there was a lot going on in that song. So just know I am reading your comments and I am thinking about different things I could do on here. If you think, oh, Crystal, you don't pay attention to the comments, I do. So much so that sometimes I'll see something and it'll set me back 10 years. But mostly they're good. Oh, this knee. Damn. Very hungry. I mean, I can't believe it's 30 minutes and I feel like I'm almost done. Should we go to voicemails? I mean, damn. All right, let's listen to voicemails. I just want to hit that 30 mark or I'm going to start panicking. All right, what does this say? Right. What was that thumbs up for? Oh, 27 minutes. Closer than I thought. You get panicked because you want to put out a product for people that's at least 30 minutes. Okie dokie. This week's voicemails starting now.
Hi, Miss Crystal. This is Terry. And your waiting song goes perfectly with my question. When someone is sitting there right there waiting for you, are they traveling from another realm and waiting for you to meet them there? Also, if someone is in a coma for a long time, were they in a realm and got lost and couldn't find their way back? Thank you for all of your advice and everything that you do for all of your crystals. Maybe shine as bright as you do as you make your creations. Have a great day.
I'm going to be honest. That was such a nice call that I have to listen to it again because I don't understand the question.
Miss Crystal, this is Terry. And your waiting song goes perfectly with my question. Okay. When someone is sitting there right there waiting for you, are they traveling from another realm and waiting for you to meet them there? Also, if someone is in a coma for a long time, were they in a realm and got lost and couldn't find their way back? Thank you for all of your advice and everything that you do for all of your crystals. Maybe shine as bright as you do as you make your creations.
That makes me
Have
so
a great
happy.
Day.
Talking about crystals shining bright. And I do highlight crystals each week that are from the Patreon. And I'm going to start doing it from the YouTube too. Just because the crystals are brought up by name, that doesn't mean that the people that aren't brought up by name aren't crystals. Everybody who likes this podcast is a crystal. Now, what color crystal are you? That's up to you. You could be pink, yellow, translucent, blue, ruby red. You're your own color of crystal. but you are a crystal. All right, now to answer the questions. If you don't know what she's talking about, when you call my hotline, I have a song called Right Here Waiting for You by Richard Marx. Very nice guy. Deep, not deep set eyes. He's got very wide set eyes. And that doesn't matter. But that song plays, so when you call, you'll hear that. And she wanted to know, when someone's waiting for me, are they in a different realm? I have met people in a realm, and I'll say, hey, I'll meet you in a different realm tonight at 7. The thing with the realm, traveling and meeting people, you have to make sure you're right on the right realm time. It has different time zones, kind of like real life, but realm time. So it could be 1 o'clock in my realm and 4 o'clock in, whoever I'm meeting. So you have to get those times matched up. Now, if someone's in a coma, are they in a realm? I'm going to be honest. I do not know the answer to this question because I've never been in a coma. If I'm ever in a coma, I will come back and report. Was I in a realm and I couldn't find my way back? Which is very possible, Carrie. Because just like if you go to the store, you park your car and you're not really paying attention to where you park your car. When you come out of Walmart and you start going like this, because you have no idea where you parked. That's kind of like in a realm. You got to remember where you entered the realm so you can leave the realm in the same place. So I think it is possible. Now, would that person stay in a coma? It might. Their family thinks they're in a coma when really they're lost in a realm. They can't remember where they parked in their realm, which is very scary to think of. Thank you for your call. Oh, we gotta do this in the middle of voicemails. Oh, where did it go? It dropped. It dropped way under my chair and I was supposed to get it and I forgot. Ding, ding, ding. We don't need it. Nothing bad's going to happen just because we don't have it. My OCD tells me, oh, just because you don't have it today means that something is going to go wrong. And that's not true. That's magical thinking, as my psychiatrists say. That's magical thinking. That's not real. Just because your bell dropped to the floor doesn't mean one of your family members will die in a horrific crash, like my brain tells me. Everything's fine. Doesn't matter that it dropped. Doesn't matter.
It's Dick, I guess. And I'm just saying that I took a journey to a new realm with a certified realm traveler, but it seems that here again, excuse me, they didn't know as much as me, and I don't know how I know it, but I brought them back to the
Dick? Dick, are you still there? And I don't think that's your real name. Gonna be honest. People be calling here with their fake names. What Dick said was that he went to another realm with someone else and he knew more about the realms than him. And then he trailed off. And now I'm very upset. Because not only did my bell fall to the floor and something horrible is going to happen to a family member, now I got to think about Dick, who is possibly in another realm, stuck, just like the previous. I mean, the way that this is going together is truly blowing my mind. I could go to this realm and try to find Dick, but I'm not trying to scare Aiden to death. Do I need to go find Dick? I'm gonna have to do it. First time here on Crystal's podcast, I'm going to have to go to another realm because let me just listen one more time just to make sure.
certified.
Because I am scared to death.
Uh, it's Dick, I guess.
Dick, I
And I'm just
guess.
saying that I took a journey to a new realm with a certified realm traveler, but it seems that here again, excuse me, um, they didn't know as much as me, and I don't know how I know it, but I brought them back to the
Dick. Dick, you got me feeling scared. I'm going to have to go get Dick. I didn't want to have to do this, but. All right, we are trying to contact Dick in a different realm. Dick! Dick! What are you doing, man? Come here. No, come here, damn it. It's Miss Crystal. No, you can't stay here, Dick. No, the realm, this is a realm just to pass through and hang out. It's not for living. You got to go back to the real world. I don't care if the real world sucks. We got to just put up with. No. Dick, first of all, is that your real name, Dick? I didn't think so. Take my hand. Come on, let's go. No. Listen, I'm in the middle of doing a damn podcast. I can't sit here and argue with you all night. Take Miss Crystal's hand. All right, let's go. Pass through. Pass through. Pass through, Dick. Dick, pass through! I got him. He's safe. The guy did not, I don't know if you guys heard that, but the guy did not want to come back. He said, it sucks over here. I should not have realm traveled. I'm so tired now. I'm exhausted. Listen, if you go to another realm, I told you this. Don't go to other realms. Just don't do it. No one, and you think you were, smart enough or expertise enough. No one's as an expert as I am. Don't play with realms. Now we got Aiden sitting over here wondering what the hell's going on. I just had to rescue a guy named Dick, whose real name isn't Dick, from a realm he's not supposed to be at. And he was sitting over in the corner eating ice cream like everything was just peachy keen. Don't do it. I don't want to have to start going here, there, and getting people from realms because this is exhausting. As soon as I finish this, I'm going to have to go straight to bed. Was that your stomach? Damn. Don't call here asking for help.
Well, hello, Miss Crystal. You don't know me, but I've been a real big fan of yours. And we haven't met because I've been doing a little bit of time. And I'm not calling you because I'm upset with you or anything. I actually am quite fond of you.
Good.
But I've been starting to watch your podcast program, and also I'm a big fan of Trailer Tales. And I noticed you haven't mentioned it on your podcast program, but you did mention on Trailer Tales that you have lost one of your lovers to choking on the rib bone. Well, it just so happens that my husband passed away by choking on a rib bone. His name was also Salmon. And I'm not upset with you or anything. I knew we had an open relationship, and it's kind of like Tammy and Daryl has whenever one's incarcerated, the other gets to have fun. Well, you spoke of his cadence and how he was in the bedroom and all that, and I was just kind of thinking, Crystal, I'm familiar with its cadence, and you are also familiar with its cadence. I thought maybe you and I could get together if this is something that you're interested in. Just let me know. And I love you, Crystal, and I hope we can become real good friends. Like I said, I wasn't able to attend his funeral because I was incarcerated. They wouldn't let me out due to the intensity of my crime. But I am home now because I did my time. Anyways, I hope to hear from you soon. If you'd like to give me a call, 9
Listen, when you call this podcast, first of all, do not say your phone number, because I can see it on the caller ID. And also, if I air that, if he doesn't block that out, you're going to have people calling all hours of the night. And they're going to be upset because this is not something that I was aware of. I was not aware that Salmon, the love of my life, was married. And you're going to say, why don't you talk about Salmon on here? Because I'm trying to keep this upbeat and happy. The loss of my suitor, Salmon, has been beyond devastating. And I don't know that I could ever love again. So you're going to call me and not tell me your name and say that Salmon was your husband? There ain't no way that he was your husband, ma'am. With all due respect. There's no way. Salmon and I spent a lot of time together before his passing. And if he had a wife, even if she was locked up, he would have told me about it. And I'm getting real tired of people calling into this podcast with these made up stories. Salmon was dedicated to me. Okay? And I never try to lay my claim on any man. But he was mine and I was his. And as far as me and you becoming friends or better friends, it ain't happening. Because I ain't gay. All right? I'll do gay stuff. I always say that. I ain't gay, but I'll do gay stuff. I'm not going to fall in love with you. Will I scissor you? Yes, but I'm not going to fall in love with you. Don't call here talking about Salmon, the love of my life. Don't remind me that he died on a rib bone. And be careful with ribs. Those rib bones will get you. If you're eating ribs, be careful. Because the man was eating, it's such a high velocity, I don't know if that's the right word, that he choked on a rib bone and passed on. And I thought the man ghosted me until I found out he passed. It was almost a relief to find out that he passed from choking, because then I thought he didn't ghost me like every other man. I have to start screening these, because if I had screened that, I would not have played that. Salmon was not married. He was devoted to me for the very short time we had, ma'am.
I like that hold music. I think it's perfect.
Oh.
I was right here waiting for you. I do really like
Hello?
what's his name? Safety Man.
Safety Man.
I do have a couple hairstyle suggestions for him. I'm not sure how I get that to you, but maybe sometime give me a call back. Love you.
Wow, that was very intense. Very slow, to the point. I believe the gist of it was she has a few hairstyle recommendations for Safety Man. And how does she get those to me? You could send them on an email. You could post them online and tag me in it. You could tag Miss Crystal's podcast program on Instagram. You could have just said them here. You could have said mullet. Well, today's got a nice mullet, and he's paying homage to a woman named Carla. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. But thank you for your call, even though I couldn't hardly hear you, and you talked very slow.
Hello, Miss Crystal. This is Joshua. I'm calling once again because I just want you to know that I'm deeply apologetic for not, knowing that you would be preparing ahead of time and having your number sorted out on your episodes and having the...
Okay, this is the guy that called and said, Miss Crystal, get your numbers together. You got to this, that, and everything, and was berating me.
Skeletal crystal out of the closet. I guess I'm just doing this because you told me to call you back and tell you. However, I'm just trying to keep you in check. The other thing that I have to ask of you is, I was wondering if you had man parts, what would be the first thing you would do with your man parts? You know what I'm talking about? Boss, bye.
Great question. First of all, though, don't call saying you're keeping me in check. I need no man to keep me in check. Just so we're clear on that. And if I had man parts, what would be the first thing I do? Obviously, take pictures of it, send them out to random people that don't want them. So I would take a picture from the worst angle that you've ever seen, maybe even from down here with the most pubic hair you've ever seen. And then I would open up my Instagram and just start sending that to unsuspecting women because they love it, right? Isn't that why guys do it to us? We love it. Don't send pics of your genitals to people. Do not send pictures of your genitals to people without asking them. And I've had 2 in the last week. One that I remember for sure. He said, hey, I got a pretty big member. Can I send you a picture? Well, I left him on red because I thought, I'm not answering this. Then he asked again, hey, do you mind if I send a picture of it? LOL. He puts the LOL to sort of, make it seem like it's a joke when it's not. But what I appreciated about this person on the internet was he asked me and he did not send a picture of his member. That's how you do it, ladies and men, mostly men. That's how you do it, guys. You ask. Because if I'm opening up my phone and I'm thinking I'm getting a nice message that says, hey, Crystal, what game do you play on Switch? And then I see the most grotesque penile with the most disgusting sagging nutsack. Because let's be honest, all genitals, not just men's, all genitals are disgusting. Whoever designed them should not get an award because they are disgusting. But I don't want to be on a Sunday morning waking up, drinking my coffee and looking at some guy named Roger's disgusting member. What would I really do if I had one? I'd probably do what all men do, and I'm not going to say the word, but it involves a hand. Because guys seem to really love doing that. And that'd be it. Probably pee standing up too for something different. And I would also hit myself in the penis because I would figure anytime a guy gets hit in the nuts or the penis, he's always like, oh, I want to see what the hype is about. Does it really hurt that bad? Or are they being little bitches? So I'm going to hit myself in the growing area. And thanks for your call, Joshua. I will not be taking any more of your calls.
Should I fuck a girl?
That's all it.
Should I fuck a girl?
Should I F a girl? Thank you for your call. That's a great question. I don't know. I can't. You didn't leave any sort of background. You didn't say you're single, married. You didn't say if you were lesbian or you're just wanting to experiment. I can't say yes or no, and I'm sorry. I feel like I have a helpline here that I can really help people, but I need more context. Please call back and say, hey, I'm thinking about being a lesbian or bi or something. Should I F a girl? And then I can help you. But just saying this, I don't know how old you are. I don't know what's going on with you. I don't know if you're straight, and I can't answer it. So please provide a little bit more context when you're calling. And I think maybe you didn't think I was going to listen to this, so you're like, I'll just say something fast. We got somebody talking so fast. Then we got somebody talking so slow. Then we got a guy telling me that he's keeping me in check. Then we have someone else telling me that the love of my life was married. I can't handle these calls. I'm thinking about cutting this whole segment out. This is not good for my mental health. I'm going into a realm at 7:00 at night. I'm done with voicemails for the day. Turning off the computer. And that will bring me to Miss Crystal's Crystals. I want to thank some people today. First of all, like I said before, everyone is a crystal's crystal. But these are people that I see commenting, liking, sharing, and I appreciate it. We got Stephanie Schmid. And I looked at your name, Stephanie, and I thought, that's interesting. That's spelled differently than other Stephanies. It's spelled with an F, Stephanie. And I like that because it's different. Thank you for being a Crystal's Crystal on Patreon, Stephanie. We got another S name. We got Spencer. Spencer doesn't have a last name on the Patreon, but what he does have is a very close-up picture of his face, and I feel like he's going. And every time I think of Spencer, then I will think of a man's face like this. Appreciate you being there. And Amber Adkins. Are you the creator of the Atkins diet or someone in your family? I want to know. Let me know. I know someone else named Amber Autry. If you don't know who she is, she's a comedian out here in Nashville. She's absolutely killing it. Selling out shows left and right. She does a monthly show here in Nashville. And it's called Get Down or something like that. The woman sells out every single time. And that's a show in Nashville selling out every time. And you might not know how hard that is. A person could come through Nashville, have one or two shows and not sell out. And they'll come once a year. This gal has a show every single month and sells it out every single month. Like that. It's what a comedian dreams of. It's hard to sell tickets right now. It's hard to sell tickets anyway. But selling out in your home city every single month, they should put a damn plaque in Zanies for her. It's unheard of. Every single month. And that's not the only show she does. She goes all over the country and is selling out, and they're adding shows because she's selling out so many damn shows. They say show added, show added, show added. I'm over here trying to get 5 people to watch this podcast. I was talking about Amber Adkins, and now I'm talking about Amber Autry. Go check her out. Amber Adkins, can you answer in the comments? Did you start the Adkins diet? Yes or no? All right, thank you. And now we are moving on to the creation of the week. You're thinking, wow, we finally have a creation. Yeah. Miss Crystal's been hard at work. You know, I love doing these crafts where you have to take a piece of plastic with holes in it and sew on it. Guess what? Raggedy Ann. Isn't that cute? Raggedy Ann is a character from, I believe, the early 1900s. She was a little rag doll. And I thought, why did they call her Raggedy? Because you hear raggedy now, that's an insult. You say, oh, your hair is looking raggedy. But with her, it's a compliment. Raggedy Ann and her brother, Raggedy Andy. Not very creative on the names. But as a child, I love Raggedy Ann. And one time when I was in my early 20s, I was at a therapist because, remember the trauma I talked about, the thermometer in my butt? And I guess the therapist had children in there. So she had a toy box that was see-through, and there was a Raggedy Ann doll pressed up against the plastic looking at me like this over here. And I know this woman thought I was insane because I would look over and say, that Raggedy Ann doll's looking at me. And the reason I knew she thought I was insane is because she said, Miss Crystal, do you think that doll is real? Of course not, ma'am. I don't think the damn doll's real. But every time I look over, the creepy thing is looking at me. So I think me trying to get over that trauma, I made this very cute thing. And it can hang on the wall. And I'm going to hang it up. This is not one that I'm going to sell. This is only for me, Raggedy Ann and Andy, hanging next to each other, being very cute. Now, do you have any creations that you'd like to see me make? Because I'm running out of ideas. And there's only so many hours in a day, and there's only so many patterns in the universe. This originally didn't have a flower, but I thought, what if I added a cute little flower to this? And I think it really stepped up the cuteness of this. Lots of people might think Raggedy Ann, Andy, are they boyfriend and girlfriend? Are they cousins, siblings? They are siblings. I know I said that already, but I just want you to understand that Raggedy Ann was the older sister to Andy. And he's kind of a rascal, but both these are good kids. And just really cute. And, yeah, that's my creation of the week. And I don't know what time it is, but I know I gave you 30 minutes and I'm pretty much done. Oh, I got to take a thumbnail. My favorite part. That one is going to look really cool. Me looking off into the distance. It's like, people are going to see that thumbnail and say, what's she looking at? I must click on this. You just see a lady going for no reason at all inside of a building. Again, go to eatmytrash.com if you want to come see Tammy and me and Tina D-Ball. And yeah, just keep on doing everything. Keep commenting, liking, and subscribing. And then that'll mean we can make more. And we'll see you next time. And may you be blessed beyond your comprehension. Love you so much. Bye-bye.